At 11:11 p.m. on July 21 someone cried over a message they never sent you. It's about to arrive late. Archangel Michael says, the night was silent, but the energy was loud. A heart trembled at exactly 11:11 p.m. on July 21. Tears fell, not from weakness, but from the deep weight of a message that was never delivered. This message was written long ago, hidden in a moment when courage faltered. It was supposed to reach you when you were vulnerable, in need of truth, clarity, and healing. But fear held it back, and the message remained trapped in silence. Now the energy has shifted. The portal between timelines has been cracked open by sorrow and longing. That message is no longer buried. It is traveling through time, dimension, and emotion, on its way to you, albeit late. The sender? Someone you would never expect. They still carry the ache of what they didn't say. Their soul cries for redemption, for the moment to make things right again. The universe has orchestrated a rare moment, where silence is being exchanged for truth. It started with a pull, a spiritual echo that wouldn't stop. This person felt a powerful jolt in their chest at 11:11 p.m. Their hands shook as they hovered over a message that should have been sent years ago. But they didn't press send. Instead, they cried, collapsed under the pressure of unresolved emotion. They knew that their silence had cost you something sacred: peace, clarity, closure. Now, the universe is demanding completion. The moment that was once skipped is looping back to you. This time, it cannot be avoided. The late message is on its way, not through text or email, but through divine channels, signs, symbols, and perhaps even a whisper in your dream. Archangel Michael says, your energy has evolved to a point where you can now receive this truth. You are strong enough to hold it, hear it, and release the pain it once caused. What was once too sharp will now feel like a gentle key unlocking an ancient door within you. You might feel it before it arrives, an uneasiness in your chest, a flicker of emotion you can't explain. That is the vibration of the unsent message breaking through your auric field. Your intuition will spike. You'll start remembering moments you had buried or misunderstood. That is not coincidence. That is memory reactivating. That is a soul trying to finish its sentence after years of holding its breath. Some part of you may resist. You might feel anger rise for what was hidden, for what never reached you in time. But beneath that anger is a deep yearning for understanding. And understanding is what this message will finally bring. The message is not just words. It's confession, it's truth, it's healing. It holds the explanation behind a sudden goodbye, the reason for a betrayal, or the silence that wounded you. It reveals what this person saw in you but couldn't articulate. The reason they never sent it was not because you weren't worthy. It was because they didn't feel worthy of your light. You were a mirror too bright for their shadows. And instead of facing you, they chose to run. But they didn't get far. The guilt never let them rest. That energy has now built into a wave, and it is crashing back into your timeline. Archangel Michael says, be prepared for unexpected encounters, emails from forgotten contacts, or dreams that feel too real to be fiction. These are the messengers of the message. The energy has no choice now but to reach you. This is divine correction. Your name was whispered in a moment of desperation. That whisper hit the cosmic web and rippled through your energetic field. That is why you've been feeling a bit restless lately. It's not anxiety, it's arrival. There's a reason this is happening now. You've passed a spiritual test, and your heart has proven its capacity to handle revelation without crumbling. You're ready to know what was once hidden. This message may bring you closure, but it may also open a new beginning. For some of you, this is not just an apology, it's an invitation. An attempt to rewrite the ending that was left open. The person who cried at 11:11 is being spiritually escorted back to your story. But it's not your responsibility to fix them. Your only role is to receive the message, honor what it offers, and choose what you do next. You will know the moment has come when a very specific sign appears. It might be a date on a receipt, the number 1111 flashing repeatedly, or someone accidentally saying something that hits you like a memory. Pay attention. Because the message will not be written with ink this time, it will be written in experience, in vibration, in alignment. And when it does arrive, a part of you that has been waiting silently will breathe again. You will no longer carry the weight of not knowing. You will stand in truth, and that truth will set you back on your divine path with clarity and lightness. Archangel Michael says, "Forgiveness is not weakness, it is spiritual strength." You don't need to forget, but you do need to release what no longer serves your growth. And this message is the bridge to that release. The universe delayed this message for your protection. If it had arrived earlier, it would have shattered you. But now, it will elevate you. This person who once trembled in your presence is now realizing your worth. And it stings them, not because they lost you, but because they never had the courage to be real with you. And yet, despite all of that, the divine is giving them one final chance to speak. Whether you listen or not is up to you. But you must know, their soul cried, and that tear has activated your next level. You're no longer the same person who was abandoned, lied to, or ghosted. You're the healed version, the awakened version, the one who commands truth, not just seeks it. This message may appear disguised, as a conversation with a mutual friend, as a spiritual reading that mirrors your past, or even as a stranger telling you something that pierces straight into your soul. That is the universe speaking through others. Let it reach you. Let it crack your armor, not to hurt you, but to pour in light. You've always deserved the truth. It's just arriving late, but not too late. And as this truth unfolds, your timeline will shift. You'll start noticing your reality bending toward peace. Old wounds will dissolve. The static in your soul will calm. And you'll begin walking lighter, knowing that nothing hidden can stay buried forever. The person who cried at 11:11 will likely never forget that moment. Because in that moment, they finally faced their shame, their regret, and their love for you all at once. But know this message is not just theirs. It is yours, too. Your soul called for it. Your higher self demanded it. And now the universe is delivering. When the late message finally reaches you, receive it, even if it's just in a dream, even if it's just a sentence, even if it's through a stranger's eyes or the pages of a journal that was never meant for you. The truth is arriving. Prepare your heart. It's time. If you wish to express your support further, you have the option to give super thanks, with contributions of up to $20. That message has power, not because of the words it holds, but because of the energy it carries. It's soaked in all the emotion they repressed, all the affection they hid, and all the sorrow they swallowed. That message is heavy with delayed love and unfinished healing. They wanted to tell you when things still made sense, but they let time slip through their fingers. Now that time has looped back, the universe is forcing them to revisit the chapter they left unfinished. They're trembling again, but this time, they know it cannot be ignored. You might notice strange behavior from people connected to your past. Someone may fumble while speaking your name. Someone else may bring up an old story that never had closure. These are signs that the cosmic energy is stirring the message, trying to surface it through people and memories. You'll feel chills for no reason. You'll dream of old places. You'll see repeating numbers, flashes of light, and perhaps even hear your name in silent rooms. Don't dismiss any of it. All of it is part of the path this message is taking. When you walk into certain rooms, the air will feel thicker. When you think about a certain person, your heart might speed up. These are indicators that their energy is moving toward you, carrying the weight of their late confession. This is not about romantic reunion for all. Sometimes, the message is about closure. It could be a parent, a friend, a former mentor, or even someone who betrayed you deeply. Their spirit knows you deserve to know why. Their higher self is intervening now, urging them to make amends, even if only spiritually. This message may also come through the media you consume. You'll hear a lyric, read a quote, or watch a scene that feels eerily specific to your life. That's not coincidence. That's your soul piecing the message together before it fully arrives. There are parts of your journey that never made sense until now. Moments you questioned, feelings you buried. This message is the missing puzzle piece. You will begin to remember who you were before confusion clouded your path. You will reclaim your understanding, your clarity, your rightful healing. And with that, you will also remember how powerful you were, even in the silence of abandonment. Archangel Michael says, your spiritual team has worked tirelessly to realign this moment for you. You were never forgotten. This delay was not punishment, it was preparation. And now, that preparation is over. You've likely outgrown the pain. You found joy in new places, built strength through the ashes. But this message still matters. Not to drag you backward, but to set you completely. Your next breakthrough is linked to receiving it. Whether in whispers, dreams, written words, or unexpected reunions, it's going to find you. Be open. Stay grounded. Keep your inner space clear. Do not resist what comes, even if it stings a little. Let it move through you. Let it tell its truth. You are not who you were when it was first meant to arrive. You are wiser now. You will see the depth of what was hidden, not to break your heart again, but to finally heal it at the core. There are moments when the universe gives us sacred gifts disguised as painful returns. This is one of those moments. What arrives late still has the power to be divine. You are stepping into a chapter of complete clarity. That message was the last string holding you to confusion. Now that it's on its way, your energy field is clearing. The chains are falling. Don't be surprised if your intuition becomes razor sharp in the next few days. You may feel like you're predicting things before they happen. You're not imagining it. Your spiritual receptors are activating because you are aligning with divine truth. Your dreams may grow vivid. A voice may call your name. You might even smell a familiar scent that hasn't appeared in years. These are echoes of the energy that's about to knock on your spiritual door. Be still. Receive. And when it comes, read between the lines. The words may be few, but the emotion behind them will speak volumes. In that moment, the pain will no longer define you. The unanswered question will no longer echo inside you, and you will walk with a new power, born from the ashes of the truth they couldn't give you before. Let the message arrive. Let it deliver its long-awaited truth. Let your soul rise in the grace of knowing it was always meant to come back to you. You didn't miss anything. Divine timing delayed it for your protection, not your punishment. Archangel Michael says, when this truth meets you, your heart will feel the soft ache of healing, not destruction. Your path will feel lighter, and the burdens you carried alone will begin to fall off like broken armor. Let it in. Let it finish what was started in silence. As the message draws closer to you, the energetic pressure in the universe increases. Time bends to accommodate the truth you were denied. What was once unsaid is now screaming through frequencies only your soul can hear. You may feel more emotional without reason. You may be moved to tears by things that once didn't touch you. That's your spirit preparing for a deep clearing, because when this message is finally absorbed, it will shake loose the final remnants of your emotional scars. This is not about getting back what was lost. This is about receiving what you were always worthy of. Not love that abandons, not silence that hurts, but truth that liberates. And liberation is exactly what this message brings. It will arrive late, but it will arrive heavy, important, and sacred. The person who withheld it is being spiritually nudged every day now. They're waking in the middle of the night, flooded with memories of you. Their throat tightens with the guilt of what they didn't say. Their dreams are haunted by the sound of your silence echoing back. They think it's too late, but the universe is correcting their timeline so that the truth is given, even if redemption isn't. Whether they deliver it personally or life finds a way to send it through events, people, or even divine synchronicity, this message will not be buried again. It's not just a message. It's a bridge between who you were and who you're becoming. Once you receive it, you will feel a wave wash over you. At first, it might feel overwhelming. Your body may shiver. You might even feel like something invisible has just left your chest. That's the burden lifting. Because carrying the unknown weighs far more than carrying the truth. And for too long, you were made to carry the unknown. No more. You will be met with the clarity of why it happened, why they went silent, why it felt unfinished. You will realize that the silence wasn't a reflection of your worth, it was a mirror of their unhealed wounds. They didn't send the message because they couldn't face your light. They feared your strength, your heart, your depth. They didn't believe they deserved someone like you to know how deeply they cared. But the love didn't go away. It grew roots in the shadow. And now, those roots are cracking the surface. You will see glimpses of the truth, through gestures, through tears, through strange alignments that seem like déjà vu. This is the spirit of the message knocking louder each day. You were not forgotten. You were not discarded. You were loved too much for someone unhealed to handle properly. This message will carry a vibration unlike anything you felt before. You'll recognize it the moment it enters your field. It won't need explanation. You'll just know. You'll feel it in your chest, in your bones, in your dreams. And most importantly, in the peace that follows. The spiritual purpose behind this is huge. It's designed to cleanse your emotional history and make space for the blessings that couldn't arrive while you were holding on to confusion. This message clears the clutter. It reclaims your worth. It ends the loop. And in that ending, a new beginning awaits. When the message is finally delivered, whether spoken or unspoken, you will feel it. Your surroundings may shift. The air will change. Time may slow. You may even hear a loud ringing in your ear or feel a sudden warmth. That is spiritual confirmation. That is the divine nod that says, "It has arrived." What you choose to do with this message is entirely up to you. You may respond. You may remain silent. You may choose to forgive or to simply move on in peace. But no matter what, you will walk away lighter than before. Wiser. Clearer. Stronger. Because this message wasn't just about you. It was about your soul's evolution. It was about reclaiming your power from the hands of silence. It was about proving that your healing could never be delayed forever. And now, the time of delay has ended. The clock struck 11:11 as a soul cried, and the universe recorded that moment. That timestamp will now be etched into your destiny as the moment truth finally began its journey toward you. Be alert to what arrives next. You are entering a window of divine timing. Messages from the past, truths from the unseen, apologies without words, revelations that heal. These are now part of your path. The veil is thinning. The time of knowing is here. And your name, your energy, your story, is being written in golden light. Watch. Feel. Trust. Let the late message complete what pain tried to bury. Let it breathe. Let it speak. And let it set you free. As the spiritual clock continues ticking, the weight of that unsent message grows heavier in the hands of the one who withheld it. Every second that passes carries a memory they tried to suppress. But now, the memories are turning into voices, loud and relentless, and those voices are pushing the truth toward you with divine urgency. You may feel it as a subtle ache behind your eyes or an unexplained tear that escapes without warning. You may find yourself looking at old pictures, reading old messages, or visiting memories you thought were long buried. That's because the energy of the message is pulling you into alignment, bringing your heart and mind to the exact space it must be to receive. And when it finally arrives, it won't sound like an apology, it will sound like a shift. It will carry the echo of everything they never had the courage to say. This isn't just a human message. It's a message coded with divine timing, soul contract energy, and karmic release. The person who cried at 11:11 was actually breaking open a lock that had been sealed in your soul for lifetimes. This is bigger than the present moment. It's about multiple lives of silence finally ending in this one. It's about a connection that failed to speak up in the past, finally surrendering to truth in the now. Whether or not you choose to answer, something ancient inside you will exhale. The ache that followed you from relationship to relationship, decision to decision, will suddenly dissolve. Because you'll know, you were not crazy. The bond was real. The silence was heavy. And the truth was always on its way. Archangel Michael says, the reason this message comes late is because your soul had to be strong enough to hold it without letting it consume you. What once would have broken you will now empower you. You have walked through fire without understanding where the smoke came from. You questioned yourself, blamed yourself, and even lowered your value to explain their distance. But the arrival of this message will reverse that lie. It will burn through the false narratives and remind you of your light. The light that scared them. The light they couldn't match. The light that is now brighter than ever before. And from that moment forward, your glow will no longer dim for anyone. Pay attention to conversations that feel strange. Listen to the way people are starting to talk around you. You'll notice slips, accidental references to things they shouldn't know. That's the message beginning to leak through the cracks. The one who cried at 11:11 may be close, watching from afar, preparing to appear. Or they may remain distant, choosing to let life and energy do the talking. But either way, your soul will hear what it needs. Don't chase it. Don't question it. Just let it come. Because what is divinely delayed is never denied. You may be guided to write in a journal. You may feel the urge to speak your truth aloud in an empty room. These are not meaningless urges. These are your soul's way of opening the gates to receive what's long been owed. The message will not just bring emotional clarity. It will unlock dormant gifts, wisdom, and strength. As soon as you receive what was once buried, you'll rise in frequency. You'll notice more synchronicities. You'll see signs. You'll feel calm even in chaos. That's what happens when closure finally finds the ones who waited in silence. Let the tears come if they do. Let the anger rise if it must. Let the waves move through you. Don't resist. This is release. And after the tears, comes stillness. Stillness like you haven't known in years. A silence that no longer hurts, but heals. A peace that wraps around you like armor made of light. The person who cried that night may not understand what they triggered, but you will. You'll know exactly why this moment matters. Because your soul always knew a part of your story was missing. Now, that part is returning. Not to haunt you, but to finally complete you. And once it does, the universe will push you forward. Faster, clearer, freer. The timeline you've been stuck in will snap open. The blessings that were paused will begin to pour in. The karmic weight will dissolve like mist in morning light. Because receiving the truth, even late, is still sacred. And you, dear soul, are now standing in the center of that sacred moment. So breathe. Let the message come. Let the tears dry. Let your soul smile softly for everything it knew, even when the world tried to deny it. You've carried this long enough. You've waited with grace, cried in silence, and stood in your own storm. And now, the sun is rising, and so are you.